how do you qualify an instructor? Do you have a specific hiring process that you apply in order to make sure that you have the best possible instructor in every single class that we run?
Absolutely. I think the talent of the organization does lie within our instructors. They're client facing. It's what our students see. So it's really important that I get it right with who I'm putting in the classes. I always start off with an interview. The interview is really to get to know the instructor, find out more about them. What certifications do they hold? Where have they been training? And I always get previous evaluations from them. So we definitely do like a in-person or WebEx interview depending on whether or not they're local to me. And I hire people from all over the country, including internationally as well. The process starts with the interview. After that, I'll do, if I like the candidate, what we'll do is we'll do some sort of teaching demo. And the teaching demo allows me to see what their presentational skills is like. It'll involve me and my team of training coordinators so that, it's not just my opinion, I've got other people's opinions about what their presentational skills are like. I follow that up with a technical interview. A technical interview, I'll utilize one of my in-house instructors. Or I'll utilize another instructor that I work with that is a subject matter expert in that particular area that the instructor is applying for. And that is important because me as a not too terribly technical person, I can't necessarily say, what do you know about SharePoint, and really kind of get to the bottom of it. So I do rely on my other subject matter experts to help me there. Once that is done, and based on their skill level, they do go through a train the trainer type of class. And the train the trainer class is a class that we actually offer at NetCom. It's a class that industry-wide is accepted and recognized as a type of class that will give technical people that want to go into the knowledge transfer business the ability to understand knowledge transfer and the different tools and techniques that it requires to be able to do it successfully in a classroom. So we'll put them through some sort of train the trainer class, and we'll assess them from there because we definitely want to get them in a classroom, and we want them to learn these different tools and techniques if they don't already have access to that. Once that's done, we'll place them in some sort of co-teaching scenario. The co-teaching scenario is good because it allows a certain amount of comfort to the in-question instructor. It gives them an opportunity to teach, but they also have another subject matter expert in the room to defer to if a situation might arise that they might not have the answer to, or they might need a little bit of assistance. Recently, we actually ran a class. It was a very large class, and I had an instructor that was going through the co-teach portion of the interview process, and it was a 15-student class. Half of them were live online, meaning they were remote. They were taking training from home online, and so there were two instructors in the room. It was a perfect scenario because it was a very big class, and even my most advanced instructors would have had a hard time managing that type of classroom because, you had 7 students in class and 8 students online. And so the great thing of that class was that I had one instructor that was, leading class. They were able to focus on the live online students when they were doing the lab time, and really help the individuals online, while the other instructor also jumped in and helped some of the in-class students. So it was actually a perfect scenario because, again, even my most experienced instructors would have had a difficult time, managing both situations. So in this particular scenario, it gave the instructor an opportunity to work with another instructor and see how they, worked the classroom and helped them at the same time. So the co-teach is really important because it gives that instructor, we're not just throwing them in the deep end of the pool and expecting them to swim for the first time. We want them to feel comfortable and learn from the best. After the co-teach, and again, there's always an assessment process after each step. Once they're teaching in a classroom, it doesn't just stop there. There are evaluations that we do after every single class, and I assess every instructor at the end of each week, each class, and make sure the evaluations are consistently good. There's often times that there are comments, and ways to improve their instruction and the methods for delivery in their classrooms. And it's an opportunity for me to share that with the instructors, because again, the learning process doesn't just stop with, okay, now I have my certifications, what next? It's a continual process. And for them, as teachers now, they get to continually sharpen their skills and train themselves. And, oh, you know, this comment was, I should move around more. Now, I mean, that's kind of a flippant comment, but, you know, those types of evaluations exist. Depending on what kind of learner you are, you might need certain things from your instructors. And the great thing about that is I can share with the instructors, hey, you know, a couple of people mentioned this, you know, X, Y, and Z. And the instructor's response usually is, oh, I didn't think about that. Great, I'll incorporate that into my next session. And you know, with training, you know, it's the evaluation process is never ending, and it's always an opportunity to continue to grow and to learn. That was a long speech, and I'm sorry, but that's my basic process for putting an instructor into place. The overall answer is you know, we thoroughly vet them. Once they've been vetted, they continue to get feedback and evaluations from me based on the students' comments.